Bring the ball. Hello, world. This is Tara After Hours, and my microphone is on. I charged it good too because I've had it go off on me when I was doing an art video. And yeah, so how's everybody doing today? If you're new here, welcome to the channel. I am Tara Woodruff. Um, I'm basically vlogging my life, talking a lot about my way of eating, talking a lot about discoveries that I'm making with improving life in general. Um, I'm just kind of doing my thing. Today is going to be. I don't know if I'm going to get emotional. I'm hoping I don't. I don't want to do that kind of thing, but something's happened. But there's a few things I want to talk about in regards to that. Um, I think in one of my last videos, I talked about bridging something that happens when you have made a goal and things start coming together so that you get closer to your goal. I think it's a little bit more intense than that. Basically, the minute that you have made a decision about a goal that you have, you've already achieved it. And the reason why I'm saying that is all the process up to getting your goal is the gold. Once you get your gold, and I do believe that's how we're supposed to be, it's kind of like, yeah, I know, I had no doubt. Of course, I'm a millionaire. Of course, I'm my ideal weight. Of course, I'm super healthy. Of course, I have clients banging down my door. Of course, whatever goal it is, um, you're already in the process of it. So last week, and I probably discussed it in a video briefly or a little. My dog is aging pretty quick, and it's freaking me out. And so this is how this whole thing came out. I prayed because I pray to God. God delivers. He is in control and he delivers. And I prayed. I said, Fancy's getting old, God. And I really want to have that house where there is a front porch and a back porch. And there's no more than 4 steps to get to the main level. And there can be an upstairs. I prefer to have an upstairs. I like the idea of having an upstairs. I like that. But I want to be able to live on one floor and go to bed on another kind of thing. And I said, I am aware that that is not probably going to happen this week, but I need something to happen quickly because I need to make sure that my dog is safe and comfortable during this time and has the opportunity to heal because it's for her it's vigorous to get up and down these stairs, okay? Plus she has this thing. I don't know if it's because all animals besides us have a different perception than we do. They see things very differently. They hear things very differently. And I'm not sure what it is they hear and see, but for her, it's a little dramatic. Ever since we've moved into this apartment over a year ago, it's been a little dramatic. She gets terrified, like absolutely like, and she'll shake and all that shit. So this year I had got her one of those pendants for bug repellent instead of using the chemicals on her. And so I started saying, well, maybe she's shaking too much. Maybe this is more than just fear. Maybe she's having a reaction to that. And maybe I'll take it off. And she really likes to have a collar on. So if you've ever gotten one of those pendant things, they're really hard to get on and off a collar. And so I have her other collar, and I'd leave that on her and then put her one for outdoors when it's time to go outside so that she can stay protected from the fleas and ticks and shit that happen no matter where you live. Um, so that didn't do anything. And so I'm like, okay, so that didn't solve that. That didn't, like, she gets terrified and that's what it is. And I don't know how to help her with that. But it's extreme sometimes. And I am not. I've had a dog that I ended up having to put on Prozac because they were absolutely out of their mind. I'm not doing that. I'm not going to a vet and discussing all that bullshit with them. But her physical abilities were dramatically decreasing, and I was getting freaked out. And I'm praying, like, let me know what I can do now to help her. So I'm looking at my work week ahead, right? And my work week ahead is good. However, it's heavy, and I want to bring somebody on so that it's not so heavy, but yet I can still reach my financial goals for the end of the month and all that fun stuff. So the next morning, which was yesterday morning, I wake up and there's another booking. And I'm like, oh, wow. And I'm like, oh, wow. So now I'm calling in the troops. I'm able to bring somebody on with me because I'm not freaked out that I'm going to make less money and I can still share the load a little bit and be easier on my body because part of this whole thing, while we're even here, is for me to get healthy as well and be able to have more endurance for work because I love the job that I do. I do love it. And thank God, right? I know there are people out there that are in a lot of pain that are around my age that do not like their job and they have 25, 30 years left before they retire. That hurts my head. So part of the whole reason why I went ketovore and all that stuff is to get that taken care of and also to be more physical so that I can help Fancy have a more amazing life. And recently we've been going to the river and stuff like that. I've been doing these little short bursts with her just to kind of change the emotions and not just be sitting on this couch and talking to my phone, right? So I was like excited because as soon as I woke up, I'm like, whoa. And I'm like, whoa. And I message my daughter, she works with me, and I'm like, hey, you got to work today. So she's like, okay, you got to pick me up. And I'm like, okay, I'll pick you up. And she lives significantly far away, about a half hour. But that road in this time of year is really easy to drive, and I needed the help. Otherwise, I would have been there way longer, and I would have got it done, and it would have been beautiful, and it would have been all mine. But that's not how I wanted to do it. And so I'm also hoping that a couple more awesome things happen so that I can actually bring her a lot. But that's good, right? So that's like an instant manifestation. Because I was like, man, this is going to be a tough week. And I'd rather get it back in practice for the winter, which is our busy season, than just be like still at that wintertime level, even though I haven't been able to work for 3 days. You know what I'm saying? So, um, so that's great. And I'm like, I get her, we come over here, I have some coffee for her. We have a little bit of coffee. I tell her like that I'm freaking out about Fancy and that I need to find a place and I don't know how that's going to happen, but I told her that I had prayed for some more work so that I could bring you on, like I said I woke up to answered prayer and somebody booked. And that makes today's clean a flip. And I'd way rather do that with another human than try to pull off a flip by myself. It's not that I can't, I can, but 6 hours of cleaning is a lot different than 2.5 on your body. So I was excited about that. And I'm talking to her about, I'm like, I just don't know what to do. Like, it's not far, it's not long before Fancy's not going to be able to do these stairs. And I'm not doing that. I can't do that. First of all, she's a big girl. She's not miniature, but she's not giant. But I would say she weighs about 60 pounds. I cannot carry her up and down the stairs. Um, the last dog that we had actually was Edison, which was Sarah's dog, and she got to the point where she couldn't do stairs, and I couldn't carry her, and she couldn't have been more than 40 pounds in her last year. You know what I mean? It's like so. I was like, I don't know. And we both looked at each other and said, wait a minute. You live in a house that's one story. Would you mind taking on Fancy for a while until I get another place? Because I'm going to have to bust my ass and work really hard. And it might be a long time. But she's not going to be able to do this in the winter. And I was thinking October, I'd bring her over to Sarah's house. She's like, fuck, I can't even believe I didn't think of that. I'm like, I don't know. So let's look at the bridges. So I made all these prayers. And then the next day I woke up. I called my daughter to work because the bridges were getting connected. And then she's here. And then I get this idea that neither one of us had. Why it wasn't the first thing on our mind, I don't know. Um, but all those things would not have fallen into place if they didn't fall into place. So I'm like, okay, this is good. So come October, when the winter's beginning, when things are getting cold, before she's totally freezing to death, we'll get her over there. Before the snow flies, we'll get her over there. Um, it was just taking a long time to get up and down the stairs, but it's nothing that I couldn't handle. It was fine. I was at the point where I was going down the stairs sideways because the day before yesterday, she got scared. She heard something downstairs that I didn't hear or see. And she decided halfway down the stairs that she was going to turn her body around and go back up. That is not cool. My stairs are steep. We're country steep. You can't even put your whole foot will not fit on the tread. Okay, so it's kind of trepidatious no matter how you cut it. It didn't seem like that when I first looked at the apartment at all. Um, but that was because I was ready to get a place and I had a covered stairwell. A lot of people out here live in apartments that have open stairwells on the second floor. I don't even know how they do it. I don't know. We are covered in over a foot of snow for 6 months out of the year. It's ridiculous. So I don't know how people do it. And I'm blessed that I don't have to. And so is Fancy. So I've been going down the stairs sideways to watch her. And then that day she did that. She was like, "Oh no! There's something down there, Mom. I'm not going. I'm turning around." And she turned around, and I'm like, she could die. Like, that is silly sauce to do that. And so yesterday, I was talking to Sarah all about this yesterday. We got done with our job. We did really good. It was 12:31, 2.5 hours we were there. So that's 5 man-hours. So if I was alone, it would take me 5. Uh, and we just crushed it. It was an excellent day, and it was happy sauce. The place looked great, and I was excited. I come home, and I'm like, Fancy, I don't want to go down the river today. But let's have a little bit of adventure because we got a little bit of property here, and it's been mowed in the last couple of weeks, so it's not crazy. And I'm like, we can play some fetch and catch it out in the backfield a little bit. And I'm just gonna lob them really light, though, kid. Like, the days are over that you're an athlete, okay? She used to fucking book it, fast dog. But I know those days are done, and I'm not trying to hurt her, or I want her to enjoy herself really badly because you can tell that she's in pain and life sucks. And I know that if you don't use it, you lose it. And she needs more exercise. And I did not want to go to the river. And that's really super light exercise. So I play fetch and catch it with her. I'm tossing it. I'm not barely tossing it. I'm not winging it. It's not going very far away, maybe 20 feet, 25 feet away. Very light. And she was having fun. She was walking it back, though, instead of running back, which is awesome. She don't need to be fucking running it back. And I mean, this dog used to play for hours with fetch it, catch it in all the weather. When I lived in Maine, all the weather, constantly 5, 6 times a day for a half-hour pop. She was fit. So I'm like, I was excited that she wasn't running it back because I'm like, don't wear yourself out when you're just trying to have a little fun. Just go get the ball and walk it back. And she'd jog over to get the ball, and then she walked it back. And then I threw to fetch it, catch it, and it went about 20 feet away, 25 feet away. And she was trotting her butt right over to it to get it. She must have hit, I don't know how, because it was windy, but there was rain recently. She hit a wet patch of grass, and it didn't look like it was comfortable. And I was like, ah, fuck. She walked it back. She's like, I'm really going to walk it back. I'm going to go slow. I'm like, all right. How you doing? I'm like, well, give me the ball, and we'll be done with that, and we'll just walk around because she don't want to stop. We walked around a little bit, and she seemed fine. She was in great mood. She was like, I just played fetch it, catch it. That shit is awesome. She was happy. And we come in the house, and she's walking behind me. I got her on the leash though. I don't let her off lead here. I'm really close to a very fast road. And if there's a ball involved, she won't go away from me, so I can let her off lead to play. But once that ball is out of commission, she's back on a leash. It's just too fast. We go to walk in the door. Now the front door is about like that. It's a pretty good step, but it's nothing crazy. And she like struggles to get in the door. I'm like, what the hell? And I look and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I'm like, okay, let's walk it off. So we come in and we get over to the stairs, and she looks up at it, and she's been doing this a lot, staring up the stairs like, I don't want to do that. That's bullshit. I'm like, okay. I think it's like 13, 14 stairs, maybe more. I'll have to count them. It seems like it takes a long time, and they're not fun. And she puts her feet on the first, but she goes to like get her foot up and then get her back feet up. She's like, oh no, I'm not doing that. And I'm like, what? So I'm like, I'll just sit down on the stairs. You walk it off. And she's walking around. And she must have pulled some fucking shit, boy. Let me tell you something. Her right leg was like so ouchy. She didn't break anything because that if she broke something, this would be a whole different story. But she pulled something not fun. And she was walking, and her right leg in the back, her hind leg, she was, if she didn't like consciously get her foot like that, her paw, she was walking on it like, I'm like, oh no, oh God, what the fuck is going on? I'm like, damn it. So we sat. It took about 20 minutes for her to shake it off enough, and a lot of talking like, trust me, I am behind you. You will not fall. I will hold your ass up if I have to. But you've got to work the front part of your body. I can't do it all. There was one part about 3/4 up the stairs where she's like, I can't do it, Mom. I'm like, yes, you can. And I literally picked her butt up. I'm holding onto the rail, holding her up with my left hand, and she got up the stairs. And I'm like, oh my God, what the fuck are we going to do? I was outrageous last night. So freaked out. And I'm like, I'm just waiting for Sarah to say that she talked to Dan. And Dan said, yeah, that's cool. I was going to bring her over. Because it was around this time. Maybe a little earlier. I didn't even know what the fuck. But she didn't, like she didn't mention it. And so I wasn't bringing it up because I was in such a way And I was so aware of the bridges that um, I just couldn't let myself. I feel like if she had messaged me and said, "Yeah, it's totally cool with Dan," I would have drove her Fancy there last night, and I would have been absolutely devastated. I would have been beside myself, beside myself. So I was like, okay. So Fancy and I were like, all right. And she wanted to be up here with me. The cat was being an asshole, and that's fine because that's what he does. And then I stayed up as late as I could, and she was sleeping really good. And I'm like, oh, that's what you need, kid. Sleep. You need to heal that muscle because that's crazy. I don't know how we're gonna do it. Like, oh my gosh. I told her, I said, I'm gonna go to bed. Do you want to come down, or you could stay right here? But whatever war of the worlds is going on that she witnesses, she does not want to be in another room. Certainly not this one with the two windows on the other side that you can see out. Uh, she's like, no, no, I'll get down. And she wasn't even getting up on my bed. And my bed is on the floor, a box spring and a mattress. So I'm like, okay. I'm like, that's all right. So I got her bed from in here. You've probably seen it in other videos. It's usually right over there. And I brought it into the bedroom because I knew she wanted to be near me. And I was like, you're not sleeping on the floor when you're hurting like that. Forget it. You're sleeping on something. And she was very happy about that. And we both went to sleep. Uh, she woke me up about 6. She had a good sleep and she got up in the bed. And I was like, all right. So we cuddled for about 15, 20 minutes. And I got up, made coffee. And then she stayed in bed for about an hour, which was really nice. Usually she just hops up and follows me everywhere. And I'm like, sometimes you just need to relax. You're getting old. You don't need to rush. So then I was like, fuck, going down these stairs is going to suck today. And I'm like, oh my gosh, how are we going to do this? Going down the stairs was tough. I have to go down backwards now. In case she goes to fall, I can catch her. Before it was, she comes down behind me, she can fall into me. But now the chances of her falling are really high. Her back legs are not working correctly. She's got pulled muscles. Her hips hurt, and she's fucking pissed. And all of her weight has to go on her front paws, and she's angled like this, and she's got to hope that her back paws are going to grip. We get out to go potty. It takes another 15, 20 minutes to get back up the stairs after potty. I go to work because I had to go to Slopeside. We're getting a new bed there. It's supposed to be delivered today about 10 o'clock in the morning. It never showed up. But I had my daughter there with me because the bed's going to be heavy and we're going to bring it in and set it up. And I looked at her and I just started crying. I'm like, you got to take her now, like today. And she's like, what? I'm like, I I can't run the risk of her falling down those stairs and breaking her back. She's not done yet. We just got to do this faster than we thought. And she's like, all right, cool. She's like, that bed's not showing up. I'm like, no, it's not. She's like, I'm going to go home. I'm going to organize. She's got cats. I'm like, cats have to eat up on her table or Fancy will eat all the food and you'll have a problem because she'll poop in the house probably. And she went home and got the place ready for Fancy. Fancy and I hung out and I was very sad. And I told her that she was going to go heal at Sarah's house. I think she understood me, but that's another thing that I'm pretty sure the dog and I communicate. You might think I'm crazy. It's fine. I told her you got to go to Sarah's and heal, and you're going to take care of them. You're going to make sure nobody drives down the road. They have a long ass dirt road driveway, and they are in the country which is awesome. And I got some cats. And she likes to have other animals around. She doesn't like to have tons of dogs. She'll put up with it, but it stresses her out. Um, but she likes Mr. Ace, and she knows those cats. She's met them before. So I'm talking to her, and I'm like, I am like falling apart, and I'm like, dear Heavenly Father, I don't need to be sad right now. She is not dead. She's just fine. She just can't be here right now. And the only reason why I'm sad is because I'm being selfish. So she saw me pack up her shit and bring it down. And she was like, okay. And I'm pretty sure she got it. She's like, oh, all right. We're going on an adventure. I'm like, yes, we are. You're going to go hang out with Sarah. You're going over the mountain. And we went 242, which is like the worst road, over because they said the mattress was delivered, but they didn't deliver it to the condo. So now I have to go pick it up tomorrow from the office. What a bitch. But that's okay. So we decided to go over that way instead of driving back down the mountain and then going back over the other way. Um, Brought her there. She knew what was up. I fed her. I showed Sarah exactly what she eats for dinner. And she's like, what time does she eat in the morning? I'm like, she's only nighttime girl now. And she's like, oh my God, that's right. I'm like, yeah. She gets big if she eats 2 meals a day. So she was a little concerned about me walking away. But I told Sarah, I said, when you come to work tomorrow, you can bring her. That's a pet friendly place. And she can get in your car and you won't have to like pick her up over your head like I do to get her in the Jeep. And she's like, oh my God, you're right. I'm like, yeah, you guys need to bond. You need to keep her with you as much as you can. And she needs to see my face because she probably thinks that I've given up on her if she's not really understanding what I'm telling her. But I think she understands. So I had to bring my dog. And I just am so blessed that I live right here and that my daughter lives right there and that she's got a place and the room to take care of Fancy until I get a place that I can take care of Fancy in. I am so blessed. None of this is bad. The sadness is all just me just I walked in the door after dropping her off. Oh my God. So that's the story I wanted to talk to you about it. Um, but all those bridges are there and some of them are ouchy. But what you set your intentions on, your desired outcome is on its way. In all the ways to that point, the ups and the downs and the in betweens, it's all the gold. So I love you guys a long time. I am I'm happy that I got to talk to you about it. I tried to make a video yesterday. It was ridiculous. What a I was just upset. But now I understand what's happening and everything's going to be okay. And Fancy's going to feel so much better. It's not going to hurt so much. And she'll be able to heal. She'll be able to heal. And maybe have a lot more peace. Maybe it's not as scary. I'll find out from Sarah if she gets as terrified as she does here. I don't think she does. I don't think she will. Um, I don't. But that's that for now. I love you guys. Thank you for hanging out with me. And I'm sorry if I got sad, but I am pretty sure that us humans are here to learn the love of dogs and horses. I know people that love horses. This is the same. I don't think I could do it. But we're here for, at the very least, dogs and cats, and it's hard. It's beautiful but hard, and I'm okay with that. So I love you guys a long time. I'll talk to you later, and yeah, I'm gonna. I gotta make my. I have not eaten yet. I need to eat dinner. I love you guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Bye.